Like video or an audio?
Just both. So I'll start recording like I just did.
And you'll talk until you guys figure out
and then we're just like,
about.
we'll like joke around and be stupid. Then once we find something hilarious, we'll just cut it there and start there to begin the episode after the intro.
Aww.
I know. Bryce has like a nice little...
I'm talking about the real Sophie.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's off camera, so we really can't see her, unfortunately. But, yep, she's on a chair at the higher view.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm recording. So, hello everybody and welcome back to the Chris Seibert Show. This is officially week number 17, and I got a lot of great feedback from when we kind of had the introduction of meeting Bryce, my roommate. And Emily was kind enough to come on today, which I've been bringing up her name quite often in previous episodes, but we met on Hinge. She's my Hinge bae.
I am.
Yep. Here, I'll put the microphones here because she's...
I'm so nervous right now.
Are you nervous? Why are you nervous?
I don't know. I don't know.
Are you in shock?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, not shock.
I
don't know. I've never done this before. It's kind of weird.
So what are you feeling?
Nervous.
Just nervous? That's fine.
I don't know. Well, I'm sure it'll get better.
It definitely will. Okay. So what Bryce and I did was... Bryce, he was an audio major. For those of you that I guess don't know him, didn't listen, but he has a lot of goals and ambitions of becoming a rapper. We've kind of discussed this, and Emily is completely opposite, where she's doing forensics, and that's where we went to school. But I think it's still cool that I talk about Emily all the time. We're not really official yet. That's on me.
It is.
I got an idea in the works.
Okay.
But we met on Hinge, and I thought it'd be awesome since she's going to be in a lot of future content with both my YouTube channel and just whatever else, possibly balcony conversations. Bryce, even I had the idea of maybe having Brandy New on one time and us just talking, just because it's like a girls versus guys like debate.
Different perspectives.
Exactly. So we've had a lot of ideas, but I think it'd be cool to just get to know Emily a little bit now that she's going to be a part of my life and be in a lot of future stuff. So
heck yeah.
Thanks for coming on the Chris Seibert Show and let me interrogate you, even though apparently you are super nervous.
Yeah, this is like an interview, I feel like.
It is. You're
interviewing me.
You're like on 60 Minutes.
I feel like I'm applying for a job.
Well, you are, just audio version-wise. So, oh boy. So the first thing I like to do is I really like to do Icebreakers. This is just random questions, and I thought it was adorable how you said that you created notes for this when I sent you the prompt earlier this morning.
I did. I like to be prepared.
Yep. I want to go first before you say yours, though. Okay. So my first icebreaker for Emily is, what is 3 words that pretty much describe yourself? My 3 words are adorable, because just look at you. Every time I'm with somebody, even my parents say the same thing. She's just so adorable.
Goodness.
Adorable is my number 1 word. I would say your second word that describes you is super supportive.
Okay.
So ever since, we've kind of gotten really comfortable with each other, you've figured out that my life is a little bit backwards than the typical
I wouldn't say backwards.
Just different in a way. Yeah, different. So like things like this, like I literally texted you today out of the blue and just saying, hey, would you be on my podcast today? And you said, sure, even though you're super nervous.
Yeah.
You're just supporting the hustle. You're supporting the fun. So thanks for hopping on. So definitely supportive. And then the last word is kind of a funny word. I just think you're cold.
Literally,
because
though.
every time I'm with you, you're always cold. So
always cold.
You are.
That's hilarious.
I'll be doing nothing, and you'll just come up and hug me and say, I'm cold.
It's not going to change.
All right, so go ahead. What's your 3 words that you'd say?
Okay, so I'm really bad at describing myself. So I texted some friends and asked them how they would describe me. So what I got was determined.
Ooh.
Caring.
Oh, that's a good one.
Approachable, which I thought was kind of interesting. I mean, I got like determined and caring. Like, yeah, I could see that. But approachable was one that I was like kind of taken back by. Like, okay, interesting.
I could see it.
But then 3 more. Driven.
Yes.
Compassionate.
Yes.
Lovable.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, I'm bad at describing myself, so I just asked a couple friends to describe me.
Well, I mean, you're such a sweet, nice person, and you're not cocky by any means. Like, it's just fun to say whatever's on your mind, like what you feel like. So I could see you just being like, well, I don't know. Like, yeah.
Pretty much.
I can see that. Okay, so there you go. Those are the 3 words that describes Emily. Next up, your favorite food, and it's steak. What is your favorite food?
I do like steak a lot, but if I had
Oh,
my
I'm wrong.
like go-to favorites are pizza and pasta.
Ooh. Now, you want to talk about your cousin a little bit, or we don't have to, but you talk about the Chicago.
Yeah, I just have a couple of cousins out in Chicago that have some restaurants out there. The Little Meatball, it's in Lincoln Square.
There you
or
go.
Lincoln Park, sorry. And then there's Enzo's Pizza.
Nice.
Also out there.
So any of you out there that are listening that are near the Chicago area, or you plan on going sometime in the future post-pandemic, check out those places.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? And I had to think about this one for a little bit because you really haven't traveled a lot from what you've told me.
Not at all.
And if I had to assume that you were getting ready to travel anywhere in the world, it would probably be somewhere in Italy.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, you can explain it. I don't want to. No, you talk.
No, that's right. Yeah. So I typed up my answers before, obviously, because I like to be prepared.
I haven't looked at them.
And Greece was one of them.
Okay.
Italy was the second, and Hawaii was the third one.
Nice. We were just talking about this past weekend. Ryan went to Maui in Hawaii, and it's weird because I don't know why, but I guess everyone just has different perspectives on everything. I've never really had, I guess, just a goal or like drive to go to Hawaii. Like it's just weird.
Yeah,
and
it's not. A lot of people say that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like why Hawaii? But like I don't know. I want to go to a luau in Hawaii.
Yeah, it makes sense. Did you ever see, what was it? Moana, the movie?
Oh, yeah,
did you
I've
see
seen
that?
it. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
It was a cute movie. I think they're coming out with the second one, maybe.
Ooh, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Okay. And then we'll get to the last one. So your favorite animal. And I can't remember if you've told me, but if I had to guess, I was going to say bunnies.
So I literally don't have a favorite animal.
Really?
Yeah. No, like animal interests me. Like when we go to the zoo, like, but there is one animal that I do not like that freaks me out, and that's monkeys.
Really?
I don't like monkeys.
I did not
Monkeys
know that.
scare me. They freak me out. I don't know why. Maybe it was like Planet of the Apes or something.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
But I do have a bunny, and I would have to say bunnies are up there. I really like bunnies.
I did pretty damn good.
You did.
Yep.
You're pretty. Yeah, you did do good.
For being a guy who doesn't listen a lot and gets told I don't listen a lot from my parents sometimes, I did a pretty good job.
I think you listen a lot.
I have my moments.
Maybe that's just towards me.
Yeah. I care about you a lot. So, okay. So now I guess we'll get into more of, I guess, a little bit of some fun stuff before we really kind of deep dive into Emily's past, which is just kind of like growing up and stuff. But, I wanted to share how we met because it's pretty interesting. I wouldn't say it's a controversial issue, but it's very popular right now.
Oh yeah, definitely popular in like today's age.
Yeah, and we met on Hinge. So I guess I'll do a shameless plug. I've done all of the apps except Grindr, but I feel like Hinge is definitely the best one. I don't know if you would agree. I don't know. You're not.
Yeah, so I really didn't play around a lot on the apps. I was strictly on Hinge. So I had Bumble, but...
Shout out to Brooke if she listens to this. Thank you.
Yeah, Brooke, my friend Brooke made me get it. She took all my pictures and stuff and was like, we are setting you up. Like,
and it worked out.
So I was kind of forced into it, but I did have Bumble, but I really didn't like it that much. So
yeah, it has its peak, I guess its pros and cons, because only the girls can message even if you match.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did not like.
Yeah.
Because...
You're not the conversation starter?
No, well, I'm very like shy and soft-spoken, and
you are.
I don't like to initiate things, so that just wasn't for me.
Yeah, but hey, it worked out. We matched.
It did.
I was going to say, I might as well share the story. So that previous Friday night, because we matched on Saturday, July 10th of this year, I got really trashed at a bar and left my wallet, or not my wallet, oh God, if that gets out. No, I didn't leave my wallet. I left my card, not my card,
Your driver's license.
My driver's license. I was thinking if I had an open tab or not, but I didn't. But yeah, I left my license at the bar. It was a piano bar in Broad Ripple. I live just a few miles from Broad Ripple. But yeah, extremely bad ratchet night, and woke up the morning of July 10th, and that's when I came across Emily. And she had all these pictures, and I remember your prompt was, should I delete, or I feel like I should delete, or what was it?
Oh, it was felt cute, might delete later.
Cute, might delete later, and you're like in some sundress or something posing against a fence with your glasses down. I said, don't delete it, you're adorable.
Yep, you did. And I responded right away.
And you did. And we talked all day. And then it was within 3 or 4 days, we actually went on our first date, and that was fantastic. So
it was on a Thursday.
It was on a Thursday. And we went to Fountain Square to bar. So
yep, that was fun.
It was super fun. We'll have to do that again. Oh, I got to tell you too, off podcast, my dad has a pizza place nearby. Ooh. Yeah, so we'll have to hit that up later. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so this one's kind of fun. Qualities that we like about one another.
Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So a lot of kind of like what I said with the describing yourself, Emily is very, very adorable, hands down, for those of you that haven't gotten to meet her yet, who are just avid listeners of the podcast. But it's really cool because I kind of, I guess, foreshadowed it a little bit, but my life's just very unique. I do a lot of stuff. I have a side business. I do YouTube. I do podcasting. And Emily has been with me every step of the way, very supportive. And I really appreciate that she doesn't judge. If I were to tell her literally tomorrow that I'm going to start my own cotton candy stand downtown Indianapolis, she'd be like, sounds cool. What can I do to help? Like, just go with the flow. Trust me. And that's awesome. A lot of other great qualities is she cooks very, very good food. I brag about that all the time to my parents. So that's great. And then also you're just like super chill, super laid back, very positive. It's a lot of just great traits I need in my life at all times. So and I could go on forever, but I think those are like the good, most important ones that I wanted to make sure that I spoke up about.
Thanks.
So you're welcome.
So for me, I like that you are literally the complete opposite of me on personality wise.
That is true.
Because you are very social. Extremely social.
I'm a lot.
You're outgoing. Like, you would just walk up to anyone and say something. And I am like the complete opposite. I'm very shy, like take a step back. Like, I wouldn't approach someone. So I really like that we're kind of opposite in that way.
We are opposites in that way.
I feel like it complements each other. We complement each other.
We do equally each other out a lot. I would say that.
Yeah. And then another thing I really like about you, you're like so driven and you have such high standards for yourself.
I do.
And I think that's just like really attractive.
Ooh, that's a fun word.
Yeah.
Attractive. I like that. I'm attracted to you. Okay.
Good to know.
Yep. So thank you for that. That was fun. Going into the personal questions. So this is kind of just for fun. This is more for those of you out there now that would like to know Emily, I guess, more deep dive or whatever. It's kind of cool, especially when you see her in future videos now that she's been on my channel here. But growing up, I guess we should share, if you want to say the thing, like both from the same, well, not same town, but same name.
So Chris and I are both from Frankfort, but Chris is from Frankfort, Indiana. I am from Frankfort, Illinois.
Yes. Trojan versus the hot dogs.
Not the Trojans. We were the Griffins.
Oh, dang it! I've said that before too. Why I always think you're the Trojans. I don't know why. Never mind. Well,
no, Lincoln Way East Griffins.
Okay.
So yeah, I grew up in Frankfort, Illinois. Sports and hobbies. I guess throughout high school, I tried middle school, high school, elementary school. I tried a bunch of different sports, and nothing really stuck except for dance and cheerleading. So that's what I did throughout high school and growing up. Really, I grew up with 3 brothers, so there was always football, baseball, wrestling with them, which was fine, but I just stuck with dancing.
Yeah. Did I ask, did you ever get any college offers, or were you thinking about going?
No, I wasn't anywhere near that good of a dancer. I mean, really? I was decent, but I wouldn't want to do it as a career in college or anything.
That makes sense. I feel like you should share too about your parents' lake house, their cottage. Like you were there at the lot.
Yeah, so my parents bought a lake house out in Bass Lake, Indiana, when I was, I want to say like 7. So we were up there every single weekend we could. So I grew up on the water, tubing, skiing, wakeboarding, swimming, just spending every weekend we could at the lake. So I'm a huge water person, which I think is another quality that we both have. Exactly. Is we love the water.
We do. I didn't really share that, but yeah, in terms of like long term, when you think about being with somebody, and I guess like not so much your goals, but like what you want and where you want to live and stuff were very similar on that same page, kind of.
Yes, so, and I know we've talked so much about that.
Yeah,
so
it's fantastic.
I like that we're on the same page.
Yep, me too. At all times. So that's cool. How about, where did you attend college and what did you go to school for? And I already said in the beginning, but go ahead.
That's a journey in itself.
Can't wait to hear it.
After high school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, so I just went to a junior college, junior year in university, and just studied biology. I was there for a year and decided to transfer. I went to Lewis University in Romeoville, Illinois, and it was a private school, and I wanted to do medical sonography, so like ultrasounds. So I transferred there. That. Yeah, I thought I told you this.
You might have.
Maybe I haven't. So I was at Lewis and studying sonography, and I did not like it at all. I was there a semester. It was a private school. It was so expensive, and I just decided to go back to the junior college for another semester. So I went back to the junior college, switched my major back to biology, and that's when I decided I think I want to do forensics. So I started researching schools that had programs, accredited programs, because there's not that many, and I came across IUPUI here in Indianapolis.
Nice.
So I went ahead, I transferred here 4 years ago. This is my 4th year I've been in Indy, and finished a degree. So I have my Bachelor of Science in Forensic and Investigative Sciences.
Wow. That's a lot.
It's a mouthful. It's been a journey.
You might have said, and this goes back to like me not listening, but I don't know if you even brought it up, but what really got you into biology? Was it just stuck, or was it just like, did you always have...
I always liked the sciences in general. Like in high school and stuff, I always enjoyed my science classes, like physics, biology, chemistry, those were the classes I really excelled in. So there was no question that that's what I was probably going to go to school for in college, was something in the sciences.
I love that. That's so cool. Well, I mean, that's like kind of like with me, because I excelled in only classes that weren't classes. So computer classes, broadcasting, gym class, lunch. That was my favorite class. But like really anything that didn't involve books, I excelled in group projects and all this kind of mumbo jumbo. So it's a lot like, so yeah, it was the same thing. Like I just figured it had to be something in that line.
Yeah, and I ended up taking a forensics class like in high school. It was like a semester long class, like an introductory, very vague. And I ended up really liking it. And I debated for those 2 years that I was at home going to school if I should like go into forensics or not, or stick with biology. And finally, I was like, I think I should go into forensics. So that's why I transferred here. Well, IUPUI has a great forensics program.
And I didn't know that.
One of the top programs in the country.
And I remember you telling me that, which just stunned me. Because it was like the same thing with Ball State. They're really good for like education. So the Teachers College is kind of like the school of education. But in terms of their broadcasting and their telecommunications program, superior. So it's cool. You got to go to that school for forensics, which was its kind of focus. And then, Ball State. So that's awesome. So we'll go ahead. Now that you kind of gotten to know a little bit more about that, I know you just graduated in May, but I guess if anything, and you got a job offer, what would be your dream job? Like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to work?
So ideally, what I would love to do is work in a crime lab. My concentration for my degree is in biology. So my dream job would be working in a crime lab, working with DNA samples, like any bodily fluid, trying to figure out,
I feel like you should talk about that too, because I still think it's amazing.
So there's a lot of fancy words behind it and stuff, but I guess if I had to break it down, generally speaking, a crime happens, there's some evidence, they collect the evidence and send it to the crime lab to get tested. Like, you want to know, like, whose blood is this?
Yep.
So what I want to do is look at that blood and chemically break it down and try to find a DNA profile off of that and then submit that to investigators. So I really love the science behind it.
I think it's very fascinating. And like me being me, I would have never guessed in a million years that was a thing. But I remember CSI Crime Investigation growing up.
Yeah, there's so many crime shows.
I know, that and your podcast and stuff.
So yeah, ideally in a crime lab with who, where, I don't know. we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. And then this is just strictly off the wall, and it kind of gets back to being more goofy, but I guess celebrity crush, do you have one?
I literally do not have a celebrity crush.
Not at all growing up?
Nope.
Like when you're a little...
No.
Seriously?
I was never like goo goo gaga over anyone. Like I'm just not into it. Like other people were. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I really...
Like a celebrity, an actor, actress?
No. Literally none.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know
I'm
that
just
either.
like not into it. I never like had a crush on anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine...
Which is weird because I feel like a lot of people have celebrity
everybody
crushes.
has at least one person that they...
No, me, it was just like, no, not really.
She's a keeper, folks. She's a keeper. No competition.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I think mine growing up was always Victoria Justice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
from Victorious.
Yeah, and that's what Riley growing up, 'cause she's 5 years younger than me, she was always watching Nickelodeon, I think, and that Disney Channel, because I can't remember which one. I think Victorious was on Nickelodeon. I can't remember, but yeah,
I don't know.
I always thought she was just so cute. So
that's hilarious.
Yep, that's my celebrity crush. But yeah, I guess the next question would be: would you recommend online dating to friends?
Well, friends recommended it to me, and
I know
that turned out pretty good. So
yeah, it did.
Yeah, I would.
You would?
I think so. Especially like today, it's so common for people to like meet someone online. Like, I know a lot of people who are like engaged now to someone that they met on Hinge or Bumble or whatever. So yeah, I'd recommend it.
I would too. We had a really good, deep conversation. I mean, within the first few times talking over the phone and then hanging out, but I think it's really important too to do it for the right reasons and just be upfront and honest about what you want.
100%.
Because you don't want to get yourself in a pickle there.
Well, you don't want to waste like your time or someone else's time either.
Exactly. Yeah. That's cool. So I guess the last thing, I know my demo here is mostly guys. I'm sure I have like one or two girls. I don't have a lot of downloads per episode, but for those guys who are interested now, seeing that it actually worked, the online dating thing, what would your be advice to, I guess, guys creating an account, profile, anything, any advice?
I guess like just don't be weird, don't be cocky, like be yourself. That's who people are going to like you for.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that about sums it up.
There you go.
That's my advice.
That's fair enough. Okay. So I guess really the last thing, that was all I had in the notes for Emily. I don't want to stump her or throw her off and keep talking.
Thanks.
She has a prompt in her phone with all the answers. So
not like answers, just like bullet points.
Okay. Sorry. But
throw me under the bus.
No, sorry, I didn't want to throw you under the bus.
No, I'm just kidding.
But do you feel comfortable? You don't have to, but you want to call out your social media at all before I kind of just take it and wrap it all up?
I honestly don't even know my usernames on social media. I mean, I could pull it up really quick.
Okay, so while Emily is doing that, I will say my last few remarks if you've been here. So typically this is just something I want to start doing more periodically, especially once the pandemic is over. It'd be great to have some friends of mine who are very creative, who kind of have side hustles and businesses, and really get them out here and kind of just shout out their stuff and get to talk to them and learn more about them. But if you are interested, typically on an average weekday, I upload information talking about the analytical data of previous episodes, talk about my week, talk about the stock market, news, any of that kind of stuff. But feel free to check out this online version, the video format on YouTube, channel Christopher Seibert, Seibert. And feel free to also follow my personal Instagram with stock stuff and YouTube stuff. It's just the Christopher Seibert, all one word. But I'll leave the floor open to you now to kind of close her out.
So the only social media I really use is Instagram.
Perfect.
So that if you want to follow me, it's Emily_Romano9.
Oh, I spell Romano.
Romano, like the cheese.
Oh, Romano cheese.
So yeah, thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming on and just being so spontaneous about this, because I couldn't imagine anybody else being like, what? But you literally I sent you the stuff this morning, and right when you got here, we're just here doing it. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Saving me some time. I had to do a lot of less work this week now because of that.
Thanks for the interrogation.
Of course.
It's been great.
I'm good at that. I should have brought a clipboard or something.
Oh my gosh.
And then just been like, okay, and next.
Next question.
Yeah, next question. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you have a fantastic Labor Day weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.